Hello again, I'm Jim Stout, the Executive Director for the Tortoise Conservancy, and today we're out here at one of our soon-to-be recipient sites that we've already begun the preparation work for. I don't know if you can see in the background back there, we've already flagged some of the existing tortoises through our tortoise survey, and that helps us to establish that we don't overload the property with tortoises. We need to know how many are here when we start and then how many the actual habitat will support, and we work hand in hand with the Fish and Wildlife Commission to create more vegetation, eliminate bad vegetation, make sure the soils are the proper soils needed to be able to them to dig their burrow systems and to maintain their survival here on these properties. If they don't meet that standard, we don't acquire the property or we don't accept the property if it's being donated. Now you can see here the silt fence has already been put up, which is important. So we want to, once we put the tortoises in, we want to make sure they're here. We maintain this until the last tortoise is put on site. We maintain that for 2 years after that. We will more than likely be fencing this property as well because we're looking at more of a long term. Our goal is to protect these tortoises permanently, and meaning that we don't want there to be any type of intrusion on these properties. So we will be looking, that's why one of the reasons we ask for sponsorships. We include all that and factor into our sponsorships that it costs overall by the time we acquire the property, prepare the property, maintain the property over the next 25 years and do all the reporting of the gopher tortoises that are on the site back to the Fish and Wildlife Commission. It costs roughly about $2,000 per tortoise. So if you'll click on the donate now, you can actually become a member of the Turtle Club, and you can sponsor. We have 4 different tiers where you can sponsor either for 1 year at $80, you can sponsor for up to 5 years at $400, up to 10 years $800, and a lifetime membership would cover that that full $2,000 sponsorship. And anything like that goes into those costs of not only acquiring the land, but the silt fencing and the tortoise surveys and the applications to the state and the maintaining of prescribed burns every 3 years of the property so that we can keep that suitable vegetation growing and healthy, and then also the fencing into the properties, the posting of signs around the properties to make sure we protect these gopher tortoises. And again, I think we've mentioned before, and you probably know if you've been following us at all, but the gopher tortoise, by protecting one of those, you're not just protecting a gopher tortoise, you're protecting over 350 different species or more actually of all different types of insects and animals that actually are part of that ecosystem that the gopher tortoise lives in. There's many of them that live in those holes and need those holes to survive out in the wilderness. So they're actually a keystone species, the gopher tortoise is, and that's huge. And so you're not just protecting one gopher tortoise, you're protecting over 350 different species when you donate and contribute as a sponsor to the Gopher Tortoise Conservancy.